Good morning, dreamers. How are you today? Oh, the coffee feels good today. Feels good, tastes good, smells good. It was funny because I belong to a Facebook group and I actually belong to several, but anyway, social person, lockdown, all of that, right? Um, but I cope with these things, and one of them, the administrator of the group, put up a slide yesterday. What's your favorite smell? And it was just to get to know each other, and it was just to um, trigger our brains to something joyful, something good. And there was a list of several smells like campfire, freshly dried linens, like line dried linens, fresh coffee, apple pie. Um, what else was there? Oh, freshly baked bread, all of those wonderful, wonderful smells. And instantly, like everybody's listing, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. And I just was like, whoa, wait, no, I don't know. I can't tell you because this means this to me, and this means this to me, and this means this. And it was like, I just jumped right in to a processing exercise with this. What is your favorite smell? And then at the end of it, I was like, but ocean. Ocean was not on the list. I don't know what's wrong with her list. But it's like the ocean. That's my favorite smell. For reasons beyond the ability to type in a Facebook post. And it was so cool because everybody had different favorite smells and different reasons for them. And we really got to know each other if we stopped to read, really read. And it was like, yeah, we're all so different and we're all so valuable. I offered to buy a coffee for someone yesterday. She's like, I don't drink this stuff. And I'm just like, I could sit there and go, what do you mean you don't drink this stuff? Do you even adult? And I'm like, that's a very childish response. Do I even adult? And then I thought, she doesn't have to like what I like simply because she's doing something for me, simply because she's doing a favor. Like, I don't have to come back with stuff. And so that's part of the act of hanging up the gloves, right? I was on social earlier this morning and there were two things on there that I was like typing. And I'm like, wait, why? Why? The intent of the poster was good. So why would I make it negative just because I have a different point of view? The intent was good. She was not trying to teach bad theology or whatever. And when several people respond to this person, they're not going to read my response. And she's too busy a lady, because she's a blue dot lady, to read my response. So what's the point? And I deleted it all. And went, she's allowed to have this view. She is. I theologically and fundamentally disagree with it. Does that mean I'm right? Because that's pretty arrogant. And there's too much of that going around in this world. I have the ticket, you don't. My mom's favorite phrase to say when I'm in my comparison mode is, what's it to you? When they do something like that, what's it to you? Jesus turned to his disciples and said that when they said, who's going to be greatest? Who's going to be greater in the kingdom of heaven? Where are we going to sit? What are we going to do? Who's going to have the rank? Jesus like, what's it to you? And quite frankly, that question was filled with rank. I love English. But what's it to me? And I thought, I'm allowed to appreciate what I appreciate without it making some list, some silly list on social. And I'm allowed to appreciate other people's answers, other people's questions. I'm allowed to appreciate my coffee. And I don't have to justify it. If other people say, oh, I can't have caffeine, I can't, they're just telling you. I drink too much and maybe your sleep and maybe this and maybe that. Maybe, but until me and a doctor decide not to do this, I'll see you here every morning. But seriously, I was in the check-in. Our church ladies do a check-in every Tuesday night, and sometimes it's only two or three people, and sometimes it's a bigger group, and it's just a mental health check-in. We do every once in a while turn it into a Bible study, but right now with how corporately low this world is, we've decided, you know what, we don't need one more thing. We don't need one more thing. So as a group, the leadership team decided, let's just do a check-in and a chat. And the woman who organizes it is really good at telling very graciously, without actually using these words, telling chatterboxes to shut up and actually asks the quieter ones, how are you? She hears from every single person, and she's such a great facilitator. At no point does she make the chatterboxes feel like they said too much, but she's very good at facilitating a way. Um, she's so fantastic. And it's just a check in. And literally last night, we talked about nails all the whole time. It was funny. What color and what this and what that and what that. And then there's a couple other people that are like, it's not me. I like hearing the chatter. I like hearing the talk, but this isn't me. And it was like I just stopped, and all this messaging throughout the day of everyone's different, you don't know an explanation to somebody else, etc. I was like, it doesn't matter if you like these things. If you don't want to do your nails, fine. It doesn't matter. But find something that brings you peace, that takes care of you, that shows you how beautiful you are. Do something because you're worth it. And there's that worth that came back, that value. And obviously, God's repeating this story in my life. He's repeating it over and over like a broken record. So I'm just offering it back at you. Andy Colbert said, you don't have to hustle for your value. So stop hustling. Slow down a bit today. It's hump day. Still got a couple more days to finish the projects. And I'm not saying don't work. I'm saying just slow down. Do it right, do it well, and do it valuing yourself in the process. You are more than the project. You are more than the assignment. You are more than the clean house. You are more than, more than, more than. Why? Why? Because you've been created by Almighty God. Don't get me preaching today, people. I'm gonna, I think that's obvious in how I talk and in what I say in the mornings, but every once in a while, I better throw that back in there. The reason you are valuable is because you've been created such. You slipped out naked and wet and gross and ugly. You are just as valuable then as you are when you achieve that 4+ essay and that raise getting assignment. You just think back to that slippy, ugly, wet, and gross child you came out as. The entire room was focused on you. They treated you with gentleness and carefulness and compassion, and they treated you as though you could snap in a second because you were of such great value. And what did you do? You peed and pooped and stretched and cried and ripped your mother to pieces and arrived. If that's not value, I don't know what is. Sweet dreams. Bye.